In this video, I will provide you with a few ideas that might be helpful if you are going to build a stairway out of wood crates. Now, this particular crate right here, I just drew it up. I've seen them. They come in all different sizes. I used to go down and get some crates. I used them for firewood. I broke them apart, used them for scrap wood, and they can come in handy, and I can see where people are using them more and more. So this is not a standard crate. Your crates will be different sizes, and who knows, you might actually come to one that is this size. But we're going to start with this one here just to give you an idea so that you have an idea of what we're going to be building our stairway with. In our first example, I'm simply going to stack the crates on top of the other crates and hold it back 11 inches so that I can create an 11-inch step. So here we can see we're going to have an 11-inch deep step and a 5-inch riser. And that should give us a stairway that looks something like this, a long stairway with 5-inch risers. And of course I have some bracing under it. And you can see here we have a landing at the top. Just kind of putting some 2x4 supports underneath it. And of course this would nail into the support and then nail into the support from the top, or you can use screws. Just kind of throwing out some ideas here. These boards on the bottom are going to be used to stabilize these support studs. A better method might be to use some framing plates and simply build some walls underneath them to support it. Now this stairway is going to be a little shorter, and that's because I went ahead and added 1.5 inches to the bottom of the crate to give us a 6.5 inch depth here. If you remember before, it was 5 inches. Now we have a 6.5 inch riser. 11-inch tread, 6.5 inch riser. Now this is going to be a stairway with less steps, but in order to do it, you're going to need to add a 2x4 to the bottom of each one of the crates, and you can see it here. Here's our 2x4 under here. When we come over here, we have another one. If we go to the next one, here's another one. Here's the one in the front, one in the back. Hope that makes sense. And now for our biggest problem. This is kind of the stairway I seen that gave me the idea to make the video. I do not like the gaps between here. This would not be a safe stairway. However, we could change that by simply putting some filler boards in here. And of course, on the top landing, they will need to go all the way across. On the bottom, they will only need to go to the next support stud there. Or support joist, we might have in here. Crate joist. And of course it would look something like this. And this is going to be a little safer. Another option will be to add multiple filler strips or different size materials to change the riser height if you need to. Keep in mind that just slapping a bunch of crates together might not provide you with a stairway where all of the steps are the same sizes. You could end up with a riser at the top that's 3 inches. That could be a problem. And this is not a stairway, very good chance this is not a stairway that's going to be approved by your local building department. I don't know, I can't say that for a fact, but I'm just going to kind of throw it out there. These are just some suggested methods for building stairs out of crates. Whether or not they will be approved by your local building authorities is up to you to find out. Now, another option might be to extend the filler strips or extend some of them. So if you're going to put a filler strip here, extend it so that it can actually create a solid step or a solid surface. And then you simply start stacking the crates on top of each other while you make sure that you have the appropriate filler pieces to level everything out and keep it level while you're working your way up. And it should look something like this when you're done. This starts to look more like a regular stairway. Whether or not it would be structurally secure or not will be debatable there. I'll give you an idea there. And I just kind of threw in some different supports, some 4x4s. And this stairway might need some more supports in the center. I would put at least one more support in the center here. Now I simply rotated this stairway 90 degrees. If you have to have a stairway that goes up like this, you could always build the same type of stairway if you have the room with a landing like this at the top. And if you don't like that idea, here is another one. This stairway goes up, has 11-inch treads all the way up to the top. It's just the crates will need to be modified, that you stack up, I would imagine the last 4 or 5 of them. And remember, a stairway like this that you're going to build with the exact steps, you're going to have to position the bottom crate. It's going to have to be positioned in the exact spot, unless you're going to be able to move this stairway, slide it around as you're building it. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart. The last crate would be here. This is the last full-length crate. This one here, of course, needed to be cut down to size a little bit, and of course the support joist was moved. The next crate, you can see it's a little shorter, and of course the final crate. And that, my friends, is maybe, quite possibly, a better way to build a stairway out of crates than the one I actually witnessed that inspired this video. The one I seen, really, just the only difference, that I would say that made it unsafe was the fact that they did not have these filler pieces in here. And if you're walking up and down a stairway and your foot just turns a little bit and you lose balance, there's a very good chance you're going to be going down the stairway, and that could be painful.